Hello everyone and welcome to our new video on life cycle of a Vue component. Before we move forward and start understanding the life cycle of a Vue component, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also press the bell icon so that you don't miss on any notification of any new videos or series that we put across. Now, let's understand the lifecycle methods that are available in a Vue component. So there are basically 8 lifecycle methods that are available to us where we can also add some custom code that we want to for better user experience or any kind of functionality that we want to place in. So the first one that gets executed is before create. So this gets called even before the component constructor actually starts to uh, call itself. So before the actual constructor is getting called, the before create lifecycle hook method gets called. So in case you have some validation for route or anything, you can do the validation. Over here, you don't have access to any variables or model properties, anything that you create inside the component. You don't have access. You don't have access to your element also. So there is nothing because the component is actually not initiated here. Now there is a create lifecycle hook that gets called in the second place. This helps you when your actual constructor is being initialized. That means all the variables that you create inside the data field or anything, those variables are available. So here, this is the best place if you want to have some Ajax call and get some initial values for your component from the server. This is the best place where you can actually do it. This is before mount. So at this point in time, the component is initializing the template part, the actual HTML that is visible to the user. So this is being called just before that elements get created. So over here you have access to all the data properties that you have created, but not the HTML part of your component, which is now accessible once the mounted is getting called. So this is the fourth method in the lifecycle hook, and at this point in time you have access to all your data member variables and your elements. $el element you have access to now, where you can access all your HTML properties. Then is a before update. So any property in your HTML in from your data or anything that you update, so this is called just before the update actually happens on the model properties, and this is called when the model property update is completed. So these two methods probably you can use to verify for any change, dirty or those kind of functionality, if in case you want to write your own functionality for those. Now then there are two special methods that is before destroy and destroyed. So these two methods are actually called when your component is being destroyed. So this is normally being called when you have a routing events. So when you navigate from one route to another route, so the actually what happens is the Vue would destroy the first route component and then start creating the component for the next route. So this is the place where this gets called just before your component is destroyed. So this is the place where you can actually remove all your watch events on the variables that were added in this component and then destroyed. Normally this destroyed functionality is not used unless you have some server events where you want to update on server that this component has been the user has navigated out of this route. So this is used at that point. So this is a basic theory of all the 8 type of lifecycle methods of a component. Now let's see by some example. So over here, if you remember, we had already created a login page, and over here I will start adding all those lifecycle hook methods. So I have created a before create, and here I try to access the model property. So model is something that we have binded to our HTML, and in HTML, like to the username and those things, we have binded our model properties. So if you can see this model dot email and then model dot password is there. So let's see if we can access this model over here in before create, and we'll also verify if it is available in create method. So let me comment out all the other lifecycle hooks so that we don't get confused. So if you see in before create, I get a undefined, so model was not actually defined. Now at the time of create, that model was created. So if you can see those variables being displayed over here. So now let's start with mount, and let's see when are the and do we get access to the element over here. Let me keep it simple. So for element, I'm trying to access the inner text. So probably I should get null of undefined. So something like that error for before mount. So if you see in before when it is created at the time, it is saying inner text of undefined is not available. That means $EL is not defined. So let's see. Let's keep it simple and refresh it. So if you see before mount, I get the variable, so but I don't get the element. But when the mount is called, I have only printed the inner text of my element. So this inner text in login also contains the user list component. That is why I'm getting all the data that is there in the user list also. So this is the mount lifecycle hook. Now let's move to before update and updated and see when are these getting called. So if you see, I have mounted the lifecycle till mounted, so now component is initialized. Now I try to update something over here. So if you see, this is before update. Let's do one thing. Let's print out the model over here in both places so that we can verify the things when it's actually getting called. So if you see in before, okay, the value is not getting printed. So let's see email, and let's print email so that would be more. So if you see in before update, we get A, and then after update also this is A. So this is like just before the actual element is updated, it gets called, and this is after update. And these two are called when we do routing. So these two will be clear when we start understanding the routing mechanism. So that's all on the lifecycle hook in Vue.js component. In the next video, we'll be understanding about routing mechanism in Vue.js. So we'll be redirecting from a login page to, let's say, user listing page or a landing page, and we'll create that sort of functionality so that we understand how routing works in Vue.js. Thank you for watching the video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also press the bell icon so that you don't miss on any notifications of any new videos or series that we put forward. We would love to hear from you of any feedbacks or any tutorial that you want us to do of any specific features of the language which we have put across, or any new language that you want us to make videos on. So we would appreciate if you can comment on the videos, and we would definitely reach out and look forward to answer your queries.